Do-it-yourself easy wax melt, take 2. Let's see if my modifications helps it perform any better. Keep watching and you'll find out. Hi, I'm Sherry and this is Buddy, the top dog of Lucky Dog Creations. Hello friends, I'm going to do another take on the Easy Natural Wax Melts. I wasn't very happy with the scent because it wasn't very strong, so I am going to try to modify that today. I'm going to use the same basic recipe with coconut oil and beeswax, but I'm going to add a different scent and then I'm going to add some color as well. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I have a pan on the stove that has a couple of inches of water on it. I am going to go ahead and get that to medium, and then we'll have it on a simmer. And we're making a double boiler. I am going to put my glass bowl on top of that. And then the water will steam up and melt the coconut oil and the beeswax. So we'll go ahead and add 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So 1/2. And 2 tablespoons. And then next we're going to go ahead and measure 1 ounce of the beeswax. I already have my measuring scale here. Turn it on, and I already got it tared out to 0, so it's not including the weight of the little cup there. So we're going to go ahead and do 1 ounce. And we have it at 1 ounce. And we'll go ahead and dump that in. And you can see that it's already starting the condensation on the outside of the bowl. So it's going to start melting pretty soon. Now I know with the other one I made, it didn't have a very good scent though, which is partly because it is not the soy wax. Soy wax does better with scent throw. The other thing is that I used essential oil, which smells good when you first smell it, but when it heats you can't smell it. So I'm going to use a fragrance warming oil. Fragrance oil is good for wax melts, and I figured a warming oil would be even better, so we will find out. I do promise that I will make a soy wax melt. I just haven't had time. I am going back to South Dakota to work on my mom's estate. That has kept me busy, so I have been only doing very quick videos because I didn't want to not give you guys any videos. So when I get back, hopefully I'll be able to do a soy wax melt because that does take a little bit longer. I am using a wooden spoon to mix this up with. Anything is fine. You just want to make sure that you don't use it to eat with after you deal with essential oils and waxes, that type of thing. It is almost melted. Now you do the double boiler because you don't want the wax to directly hit the heat. For the color, you can get color blocks from Hobby Lobby. That's a little expensive. I figured crayons are made of wax. I forgot to add it in when I added the other stuff, so hopefully it'll be real quick to melt. So I just threw in a piece of green crayon and let that melt. And I should have done that at the beginning of it. I'm hoping I don't burn the wax because I waited too long. As you can see, it's already turning a green. And I'm constantly stirring because I don't want the wax the beeswax or the coconut oil to burn. It's going to be a really nice, pretty green. And I may fish out the crayon just so I don't have it on here too long either, but we'll see how it works. It's melting pretty fast though. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the heat and transfer it over so I can add the scent. Okay, and that looks like that's a pretty green color. Now for the scent, I'm going to be using a rosemary mint warming fragrance oil. And I'm hoping that will have enough. I'm adding a half of an ounce. I'm hoping that will be enough to throw out the scent. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. And I just bought cheap crayons from Walmart. Go ahead and give it a stir. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour it in a measuring cup so it'll be easier to pour in the mold. Alright, I have this little silicone ice cube tray. Oops, I overflowed that one. Guess I'm not a very good pourer. You want to kind of hurry up to do that because the wax will set up. That's why I'm hurrying and making a mess. Okay, so far I've got 12 of them. I am going to heat up the wax a little bit more and see if I can finish filling up the last 6. Alright, so I did manage to get 2 more little squares, so that's a total of 14 altogether. I'll go ahead and put them in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, and then we'll go ahead and try it and see how well the scent is thrown, see if it made any difference. Okay, so they have been in the refrigerator about 3 hours. I would have taken them out sooner, but Mr. Buddy decided he needed to go for a walk. So let's go ahead and take these out and see how they turned out. They should be able to just pop out. A nice, pretty, like a mint looking color there. Go ahead and set that on there. And I'll get the rest of those out in a little bit. And we'll see whether it smells. Let me smell it right now. It does have a smell. It's not as strong as the peppermint one from my other video. I'm hoping the throw is going to be a lot better. Light my candle. And see how well it works. I like the idea of using the crayon though. I mean, it colored it nicely. And crayons are made of wax, so there shouldn't be any interference with the melting. It's melting quite nicely. I can smell it. And I'm hoping the longer that it melts, since it is a warming oil, that maybe it will actually start smelling more. And those little cubes that I made are almost too big for this size wax warmer. I'm hoping it don't overflow before it all gets melted. And out of curiosity, I put one in my plug-in wax warmer and see if it will smell any different. Well, it's all melted now, and to be honest, it's not smelling any different than the other one did. And that could be for 2 reasons. One, I might not have put enough warming fragrance oil in there. They suggest for throwing power, 6 to 10%. And I was just guessing at a half an ounce. So maybe I should have put in a whole ounce to see. Or the other thing is because it is just beeswax, maybe it doesn't have any throwing power for the scent at all. But I am hoping that as it sits there and continues to heat up, that maybe it will throw a little bit of scent. So I'll let it do that for a little bit, and I'll give you the results of that and the plug-in one. So it has been sitting here on the warmer for quite a few minutes, and I am not smelling anything unless I stick my nose right on it. So I would have to say this is my second fail on this. The only thing better is the fact that I made it colored, which I like that aspect. The one that's on my plug-in, I'm not smelling that one either. I would not really suggest using this method because it's just melting it. It's not giving you a nice smell to it at all. I will try it again with more fragrance oil, and then after that, if that doesn't work, I will just move on to do the soy wax melts. The best way to store this will either be in a Ziploc bag or an airtight container. And if you want to compare my first fail and my second fail video, I will leave the link down below. Thank you for watching. Any comments and suggestions are very much appreciated. If you can suggest what I can do to make this work, I am all ears for that. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, the little bell, so you can get notices of my future videos. Thumbs up, thumbs down are all welcome. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.